Crimes that are committed, or
Who is that?
that's an expensive watch. Others were actually giving away Pateks.
You bought that first expensive watch because it was a trend?
I never said that.
I said it.
I never said that. Watch is not an investment. A GMT Pepsi is rare. How is that rare?
Multiple personalities.
I have the answer. It appeals to me too much. I love Royal Oaks. We are Arabs. No. I don't like that. We don't like to change a bit.
Ticks all the boxes.
I don't need to give.
One watch is enough.
Don't do something that is going to put you in a situation. Time will come. Nothing comes easy in life. They fall for the hype. I called you up and I said, Kwais, you have this piece yet? Today, that same watch is selling for like... Because somebody who lives by his principles. Principles that I adhere to all the time, which is trust, respect, and integrity. And that's what I've actually embedded in my firm as well that I lead. That's what I live by, I abide by, and that's what I would want to be remembered by. I always say when there is crimes that are committed, or specifically we're talking about financial crimes here, time is of the essence. You always hear time is of the essence. An instrument reminds you of that time passing. There are situations where time is ticking and you need to ensure that you do things in a certain manner at a certain time. Other situations are different, but some situations are very important that you take into account that there is a timeline that needs to be fit and you need to commit to that timeline. That's where it comes in, because time is important and time is money. People would like to be treated and would like to be attended to in that manner with that ideology in mind. I mean, what journey? I'll have to take you back to the 1990s. Someone from my family was getting married and didn't have a watch on, so came and said, why don't you have a watch on? So I didn't think it's necessary. It's a leather strap watch, so he took it out and gave it to me. Wear it.
Who is that?
I mean, let that be a mystery for people to think about. So took it off and he gave it to me to wear it. That's when the itch started. I've always liked watches, but
you didn't think it was necessary.
I didn't think it's necessary, but that's when it actually, everything changed. First time that I wore something expensive.
Did you get to keep that watch?
Yes, I did.
Oh wow, which watch is that?
It was a Bulgari, Dubai edition.
Dubai edition, of course.
The first expensive watch was not too far away. I could afford it at that time. I bought a Bronzo. That's an expensive watch. And at that time, it was the hype of the Bronzo. Literally, when people would see a Bronzo, it would be like you're a celebrity. And people were trading Panerai Bronzos for AP Perpetuals, believe it or not. A friend of mine told me that he had one and he traded it. Panerai Bronzo for an AP Perpetual, and others were actually giving away Pateks and APs to get a Bronzo. Because that's how hyped it was. I wouldn't say hyped, I would say that it was a trend. That's how people were looking at it, and it was a special piece for anybody owning a Bronzo. Because Sylvester Stallone made it famous and was wearing it quite a bit.
Can you say that you bought that first expensive watch because it was a trend?
I liked it. I was into bodybuilding. So I used to like big watches, and I still do like big watches. If you give me a 33 mm or a 34 mm, I still, till today, it doesn't do it for me. No. I feel like it's more feminine than masculine. So I always used to like bigger watches and thicker watches. Although that has changed now, I still like bigger watches, but I don't like thicker watches. It was something I saw Sylvester wearing actually in a movie before that. It was not the Bronzo. So I saw him wear a watch in daylight, again in the end of 90s. And I was like, this is a watch that I'd really like to get. And I love the brand during that period when I saw, what's Sylvester wearing on his hand? Beautiful watch. I like complications. It's important. Most important thing for me is aesthetics. I appreciate dials, appreciate obviously finishing. The most important thing for me is to see the quality and the finishing of the watch. If that's there, the finishing is there, dial looks beautiful, wears nice, it's a good fit on the hand, I don't really care which brand it is. It doesn't matter to me.
If it looks good,
it looks
aesthetically good, then yeah.
Aesthetically pleasing, because eventually you're looking at the watch. That's what you're doing. A lot of people don't even look at the time. But I wouldn't say everyone, but I would say mainly a lot of people love the way the watch looks and the way it feels. For some people, even more than the complication. They could go for a simple watch, doesn't even have a date.
With you, like I know, like it doesn't really matter which brand it is because you have RMs, you have FP joints, you also have
Well, I'm not saying I
Seikos.
have any arms. I never said that.
I said it.
You're saying that. I never said that. You're saying that. I never said that. I don't say that.
Yeah, but you also have Seikos.
I have.
I remember you showing me Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Yes, you brought it one time.
Yes. So I have, apart from that, I have a lot of other Seikos. I have Credor as well. I have Grand Seiko. I've got the Snowflake. Even Casios.
Yes.
I've got Casios as well. I would say it's 95% is what I like. Not really about how it's going to appreciate. Because I don't know what can happen tomorrow.
No one really knows.
No one really knows about what can happen tomorrow. It doesn't really matter. Watch can be worth X today and then be worth Y tomorrow, whether it's whether it's a positive or a negative. Depends on the actual want for the watch, the economical conditions. A lot of things, there are a lot of factors at play. Watch is not an investment. Some could be an investment, but there are certain aspects to that. An investment is not something that you're going to buy today and flip. You can have a watch today, and after 50 years it may appreciate. 30 years it may appreciate. If God gives you a longer life, you may be living and you may not be living. If you look at it as an investment, you are not really going to benefit from that. Maybe your family may.
Yes.
As I said, it depends on what a watch is. So if you get, as an example, talk about rarity, right? So I get people coming in telling me, oh, a GMT Pepsi is rare. How can a GMT Pepsi and a Rolex Daytona and an AP Royal Oak and a Nautilus be rare when there are thousands out there? Look up any search engine or write it up. You will find Chrono 24, for instance, is one of them. There are probably hundreds of listings there. How is that rare? Rare is something that is limited by number. That's not going to be made again.
Yeah.
So if you tell me something is 100 pieces limited, and you know for certain that this is not going to be made again, that is rare.
That's rare.
25, 50 pieces, even if it is 300 pieces, but it's a one shot. It's not reoccurring.
Even if it's a limited production.
Limited production, again, is a gray area.
Yeah.
You will never know how much were actually made.
Yes.
So they can tell you, or
they can tell you it's limited production.
Yeah,
but you won't really know.
You won't really know how many were actually made. One watch only?
Yes. Or multiple personalities.
It would be the Arabic Daytona Platinum.
Why?
I have the answer. I told you I have the answer for that. If somebody asks me point blank that question, I have the answer for that. It appeals to me too much. I mean, it's a watch, it comes with my heritage as well. We're Arabs, from the Arabian Peninsula. It has the Arabic dial. It has the chronograph. It wears very well on the hand. The aesthetics are there. The heft is there. I like how it feels on the hand. I love the colors, the combinations. That's a perfect watch. That's from a perspective of me. It's not a perspective of if we bring in other elements like sentimental values.
Yes.
We bring in other elements of connections of certain things. Because I mentioned to you, for certain occasions I was wearing certain watches. Those watches mean a lot to me. Like when my daughter was born, for instance, I was wearing a certain watch during that period. So it means a lot to me, and I would like to one day, God willing, pass that on to my child. So if you bring all those things into perspective, then that's a different thing. But if you say me as me, if it's only holds on to one, then that would be it. No, I don't see anything as a grid. There's something that you like a lot, and then there's something that you like a bit, and then there's something that you don't like. You know, you may like it for its aesthetics, but you may not like it for some other elements. The biggest example, I love Royal Oaks. One of my favorite watches. I love it. I love the way it looks, the aesthetics. But when I wear it in my hand, even the 39, because my wrists are a bit small, for the Royal Oak, the lugs are always sticking out. I don't like that. With the Patek, there is no issue. With the Nautilus, there's no issue. And I've tried them on quite a bit, no issue. But the Royal Oak, always, it's got to do with the bone structure. Not only about the wrist, it's about the bone structure, the way, because there are certain watches that look good on your wrist, certain watches that don't look good on your wrist. I have that problem with Royal Oak. Could be engineered on someone else's wrist.
Yes.
But for me, it doesn't work. Daytona for me is perfect.
Can you say, if you can only save one watch in your collection, can you say that you're going to save the Rolex Platinum?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's, I feel the most comfortable wearing that. They fall for the hype. Let's say you've got a platinum watch that has got a gold movement. It's a full platinum watch with a gold movement. And here on the other side, let's say you've got one of the hyped watches which are steel, and they're the same price. What is more value for money? They look the same. You like how they look. They wear nice, but you still go for the steel because there is a potential it being higher. So you fall for the hype. Many things. But in any Frankenstein watches, the most important thing is the dial. And if you are unable to identify the dial is real or not, don't touch it. Don't touch it. Because 90% of the watch is the dial. This is in vintage. But then there are new watches which are coming up with Frankenstein. Certain parts are not real.
His great-grandfather had this watch, and then he wanted to send it for service. But the service center told him he needs to change the dial and the bezel because it's too old.
I would keep it in its original state because that's what brings in all its sentiments.
Even if it's a factory dial,
there may be some deterioration on the dial or some type of an effect of oxidization or whatever that may be on the dial. There could be, but that's what keeps everything intact. It's like a vintage car today. If you have everything in original condition, comparison to change, it will not be the same price. I have seen it grow exceptionally. But I've seen that due to market conditions, a lot has changed as well. So there are a lot of people that have exited. There were during the pandemic and right after the pandemic for some time, there were a lot of people that were in it for investment. And I see very less of them now being present in this market. And the result of that, you can see the market fluctuations. It goes up, comes down, goes up. It's always going to be the same scenario. But the more there is economical distress globally, you will see the effects everywhere in the world. Because it's not a need, it's a want. Things that are a need will always be there. What's a want can be changed and can be ignored.
Now let's talk about your watch.
Okay, oh yeah, I'm wearing something. This is a very early piece. FP John made it. This was right around the time in 2018 when they made it. And they discontinued it around fall 2019. First of all, it's made in precious materials. It's a sports watch, so John doesn't really make that many from their total catalog when it comes to sports, and especially not in a precious material. Split-second chronograph has been given a touch, which is hammered and smashed here, and this is what was discontinued. Not more than 30 were made of this, because I think based on...
It's not a limited edition, is it?
No, but I said limited production.
Yes.
However, these bracelets with the rubber on the side were discontinued. When the centigraph was discontinued, so they made the titanium and the aluminium, and they also made it in octa-ice, where you can see the Luna bit with the rubber bunkers. So when they discontinued that, this was also discontinued. Basically, the rubber that comes around the bracelet. Very limited of these were made, not more than 30. They do make this, but without
the rubber.
The new one is nice, but I prefer this because this gives it more of that look of the aluminium pieces that they used to make back in the days. Not a surprise, you and I have been speaking about this brand for like years, and every time you tell me I need to sell you this watch, and I used to tell you no, it's too expensive. And I remember during Corona time, I called you up and I said, Grace, you have this piece yet? You said, yeah, I do have it, let me know. And then something happened, unfortunately. Couldn't buy the watch. But at that time I saw it selling for a certain price, and today it's like double, triple that price.
Yes.
So there was around 2019, I believe. You and I were having that discussion with FP John.
Yes.
FP John, a brand very close to my heart, a brand that I truly appreciate a lot. But I appreciate FP John for their mechanical stuff. I am not very much concerned with the elegante. I found something from back in 2000, I think it was 19 or 18, where on Chrono 24, someone was selling it, and today that same watch is selling for like double or triple, not even double, triple. It's more than 4 times probably its price, depending on the year and the condition, I believe. But if you look at how much it was for during that time, you'd be like
43.
What has happened to...
and it's a quartz.
It's a quartz watch.
Yes.
I mean, it has its elements. It has the cool factor of putting the watch down, and then it remembers, when you put it down, it goes into sleep mode, but it keeps a track of when you put it down to the time that you actually pick it up, you shake it, just do this.
Works again.
And it works again, and times at the current time that you are in today, so it keeps track of those times, although it's in sleep mode. It's cool, I wouldn't say it's not, but when you compare it to their mechanical watches, that's where FP Journe is doing its stuff.
So do you think FP Journe's the best independent watchmaker?
For me, yes. Yeah. Others may disagree with that, but I love the things the guy does, or this brand is doing. The brand is innovating, and that's what I like. I like innovation. I like them coming up with new things, the movements, the aesthetics of the dial. He has very good taste, Mr. John.
Really
the whole
thought
design.
Of. Yes.
Yeah, he's very thought of. He's taken his time, he's done his experiments, gotten a final product, provided it to the market. He's my favorite. As a whole, FP Journe is a complete independent brand today, which is the best for me. Others may have a different opinion, but I feel that is the way to go. And since when I've been a fan of them, and nobody was even asking about FP Journe's and not even looking at stuff. So I used to always be after it back in those days as well. I used to love the way they look.
I remember you liked Havana first, before the chronometer.
Correct.
Blue. Yeah.
Correct. I used to like the Havana, I used to like the chronometer blue, and I used to like the sports, Octa Sport, quite a bit. Line Sport line was one of my favorites from the beginning. So yeah, I mean, I like the lugless concept that they have done. Their bracelets are nice. Comfortable, and they wear well, because even if it's a 44 mm,
it doesn't feel like
a 44 mm because of
the combination of the materials that he used.
And there's no lugs. I come back to that same thing. The problem that I have with AP is not present here. See, because those lugs go up. You can see it from this bone. It really depends on what you are doing at that point of time. And if you have just gotten into watches and what you can afford, buy that. But do your research first. Look at what you want, why do you want it, does it meet your purposes or not? And it's a journey. People may buy one watch and may stay with that watch forever. They may not require to buy any other watch because they love it that much. Some people like change. Some people like many. Really depends. I had my boss, one of the firms that I worked for, he would just wear one watch every day. Same watch, and it was a branded watch without taking any names. And I asked him a question. I said, you don't like to change a bit? So he said, no, it's comfortable, keeps time well, tells me when I am up late and when I'm not, does for me. It's been doing the same thing for me for over 40 years.
Ticks all the boxes.
I don't need to give any more money out to go out and get another watch. And he was a very stylish person. He used to love suits.
Yes.
So he would wear branded suits, which are quite expensive as well. And he would dress up in a certain manner. But for him,
one watch is enough.
It's enough. Don't do something that is going to put you in a situation. People start taking loans and doing this and that. Time will come.
Until you can afford.
Until you go out and you afford and buy what you want to buy. Nothing comes easy in life. You have to struggle. You have to work for it. I call it hustle.